these are things I really need to know. So from when I first played GTA, there's a case of like you can just slap passers-by in the street, you can just punch passers-by. So I'm quite upset that in the weapons, you've not yet given me what I really, really want, which is pimp slap.
A pimp slap? Well, you know, the characters that you played as Nico in Grand Theft Auto 4, and he's an Eastern European immigrant, and this you're playing as Johnny Klebitz, who is, you know, sort of an American biker. I don't know if they're really into the pimp slap. They're more into like a baseball bat upside the head.
I think there's a universal pimp slap though. I'm waiting for you guys to design the bitch. Where's my money? You need one of those.
Well, there are a few pimps in the game. You can see them pimp slapping and getting angry at their women. And there's also some guys in the strip club that tend to do a bit of pimp slapping. But it's wow. Yeah, I know we were talking off air. You were asking why we don't have the pimp slap functionality, but you're talking about a white biker guy. They don't tend to do pimp slaps. You see.
You have been to London, right?
Well, yeah.
White guys can do anything.
They do everything.
Listen, I know white people got issues. Especially American white people. We got drama going on all over the world, dude. We'll drag you down with us.
So, when you first got involved with the GTA series games, did you actually know what you were getting involved in?
None. I met the guys from Rockstar. They just founded the company, like a couple of years before, and they were working on Grand Theft Auto 3, and they said, we want to make some funny radio, and we know that you're on the radio here in New York, do you want to do some funny radio commercials and a talk show? We're going to put it in a game. I go, cool. So, we worked for months, and Dan Houser, one of the main guys at Rockstar, he writes all the storylines for the games. He and I wrote the commercials together, and the Chatterbox, which was the My Talk radio show in the game, and I just handed it off to him, and I go, thanks, I look forward to seeing the game. The day that it came out, I'll never forget, my boy rolled by from Rockstar and handed it to me. They'd given me a PS2, and I popped it in, and my jaw was on the floor. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And because I got in that car, right after there's the jailbreak or whatever out of the prison car, and I got in. It says jump in the car, get in there, and the radio comes on, and it's radio that I had helped produce, and I was like, you are kidding me. So it started to blow up, and my boy Dan called me like a month later, because it was quite a lot of work. I was ready to take some time off. He calls me a month later. He's like, we're starting on the next one. I go, what? This thing just came out. He's like, we're working on one called Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I'm like, oh man, and it's just been like a roller coaster ever since then.
As well as you being on air, and you're very much a celebrity now, you've had some celebrity guests in the past. You've had Samuel L. Jackson in the game. You've got Britain's own Timothy Spall, Ricky Gervais on there. Is there actually more celebrity cameos in this new game?
Yeah, there is. What we found after 2004, you're right, we did work with a lot of celebrities in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We kind of found that sometimes that came with a little bit too much drama. I mean, we stay away from, us and Hollywood don't get along in a lot of ways because we're, video games are sort of starting to steal thunder of movies, and that's because it's so much better value for your money. If you buy a video game, you can be playing for 50 hours. You see a movie, it's like, great, there went my 20 quid, And so with Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 4 The Lost and Damned, we any celebrities in the game that we worked with are ones that sort of approached us and were like, dude, I'd really like to work with you guys. And then, then it's really cool. Like, we always heard that Ricky Gervais, really dug our games and stuff. This game, Grand Theft Auto 4 The Lost and Damned, has, you can go to the comedy club in the game, which is where you see Ricky Gervais and Cat Williams, but the Scottish comedian Frankie Boyle,
Frankie's as well.
Dude, Frankie is rude. I'm telling you, I do some rude comedy in these games, but that dude, I watched his stand-up in the comedy club in Liberty City in the game, and I was like, yo, this dude is foul. He had me cracking up. But yeah, we had Iggy Pop. He's a legend. He's the DJ of the rock station. Juliette Lewis, who is really, really hot and amazingly talented. She pulled off.
A bit crazy.
Listen, all women are crazy. Don't just pin it on one. Don't pin it on one. You know what I'm saying. They're all good till the Red Baron flows into town, and then it's ugly, buddy.
Say no more, say no more.
Phat Club.